Often it's the little things we take for granted in life that bring us the greatest heartache. We begin in St. Paul, Minnesota on May 2nd, 1994. It had been only 2 weeks since Michelle Larson moved with 10-year-old Ian, 7-year-old Joe, and her youngest son to a new home. Until she found a babysitter, she thought her 2 older kids would be safe for the half hour they would be home alone after school until she got off work.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
We do a lot of stuff together. We ride our bikes.
Yeah, sure. We play that.
Sometimes I ditch him, and sometimes I try to ditch him, and he can catch up to me.
It wasn't the funnest.
Come on, we have music today.
What?
I don't know. No, I liked it.
It's kind of getting boring. What do you think? Quit pushing me. I'll get you. But I can jump higher. Come on, wuss. Come on, wuss. Yeah, you're a bigger wuss. Yeah, I'm bigger than that wuss. Yeah, you are.
Our 3 beds are right next to each other, like really close together. They're easy to jump on. It's just like a big trampoline.
I'll get you. Come on, cinch. Come on. Jump!
For the first couple of seconds, I felt like I was dreaming, kind of.
Just sit down on the stool, okay?
I put his arm on the inside of the tub and told him to hold the towel on it pretty tight so that the blood wouldn't come out as fast. I never thought that glass could do that much.
When we continued,
The crying had stopped. It sounded pretty ominous that he possibly was losing consciousness.
Anybody else there with you or not?
No.
All right.
I'm scared.
when 7-year-old Joe Larson was severely cut by window glass, his 10-year-old brother Ian was the only other person at home.
Fire and medical emergency.
My brother's bleeding really bad. He got the window.
Okay, what address is he at?
10th Street.
Okay, we're going to send an ambulance, but don't hang up the phone, okay?
I won't.
How old is your brother?
He's 7.5.
Okay, and what happened?
He knocked the window open.
Okay, and he's bleeding?
Yeah, really bad.
Where? Where from?
His shoulder, sort of, his
All right.
arm.
Is anybody else there with you?
No,
And how old are you?
10.5.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a towel or a cloth,
Uh-huh.
and we're going to get your brother to calm down a little bit, and you're going to take that and put it on his shoulder where he's bleeding,
Okay.
and hold it there, okay?
Okay, really tight?
Yep. Is
Yeah.
the blood squirting out, or is it just bleeding pretty good?
It's squirting out.
Okay.
I think it stopped a little.
Good. Well, why don't you get him and get the towel and come back to the phone, okay?
Okay.
St. Paul Fire Dispatcher Patrick Twiss was handling the call.
In my experience, a child will describe any bleeding as a lot of bleeding. I could hear the victim crying in the background, so I wasn't expecting it to be a real serious cut.
Seven and a half.
He's moaning a little and he's not getting up.
Okay, listen. You're doing everything fine, all right? You just got to calm yourself down a little bit because you're going to be able to help him better. What's his name, Joe?
Yeah.
All right, did you get the towel?
Yeah, he's got it.
Okay, how's the bleeding? Does it still seem to be bleeding a lot?
Not totally.
Okay, is he holding it up there?
No, he can't. I don't know.
I thought that he might have been dead, but I was trying not to think that he was. Trying really hard not to. His chest was moving up and down. That's just about the only thing that I could tell. He was still alive.
He's got a hole in his arm.
Okay, well, that they're going to be able to help you. Did he lose a lot of blood?
Yeah, a whole bunch.
The crying had stopped. It sounded pretty ominous that he possibly was losing consciousness.
And when did you call? As soon as it happened?
Yeah, as soon as it happened, I
Good.
rushed into the...
Great.
Rushed in.
Now, is there anybody else there with you or not?
No.
All right.
I'm scared.
Oh, don't be afraid. You did the right
He's got a
thing.
big hole in his arm.
Okay, I'll tell you what, as bad as it looks, I'll bet that they've dealt with a lot of worse stuff.
I hear him. Okay.
Within 4 minutes, a St. Paul fire rescue unit arrived, including paramedic captain Mike Gollner.
Show me where it's at.
Right here. Just right around here.
It basically looked like a slaughterhouse. He had blood out so quick, he didn't even have a chance to turn blue.
Squeeze it off. We got an arrest. Let's go to the rig.
We need to move quick to get a blood pressure back in this child. We needed to breathe for him in a hurry, or we were going to have a dead kid.
Come on.
Paramedic Tom Ryan was keeping pressure on the wound.
You guys ready for him? Yep.
If the glass that cut his arm hadn't hit the bone and stopped, it would have severed his arm. We elevated his legs so that what little bit of fluid he had left in his body would go up into his heart area.
I could just see him all poking needles into his arm and poking needles everywhere in him. Just scared me. Didn't seem like he could even feel it.
Got a sinus rhythm rate of 60. Still no pulse in this arm. The right arm has no pulse.
What he needed to do is get blood and get blood in a hurry. We had a 3 to 4 minute ride to the hospital. It looked like the child may not make it.
Rate's still 60, Mike. Rate's still 60.
We got about 800 cc's in him right now. We got to try to get a little more fluid in him here.
Joe's mother, Michelle Larson, rushed home from work as soon as she was notified.
They just said to me, your son has been cut. We need to take him to a hospital. Where would you like us to take him? So I still didn't know how serious it was.
Ian!
Judging by the amount of blood and the size of my son, all I could think of was, I hope they made it.
There doesn't appear to be any other wounds other than the arm. From the time that I gripped his arm all the way to the time we got to the hospital, I never let go.
What are we doing up there with the breathing, Ron?
Bagging him.
Rate's at 70.
He's starting to take some agonal breaths. He's starting to fight the airway a little.
Pull the airway. Pull the airway. Good.
His eyes flickered and opened.
Here. I think we got him.
Coming around, Mike.
Hey, buddy.
I could not believe that this little kid went from the condition he was in to actually opening his eyes.
Good. Good.
It was almost like a miracle.
He's got a huge lash on the brachial.
Watch the IV. Watch the IV.
At Children's Hospital of St. Paul, 7-year-old Joe Larson was put under the care of emergency physician Kathy Russo.
This boy probably lost about 40% or a little more of his blood volume. So we were worried that he could have kidney failure. He could lose his arm. The bleeding has stopped, and Dr. Donahue, the hand surgeon, is on his way in, and he'll be going up to the operating room in just a few minutes.
Joe, it's Mom. Can you hear me, honey?
He was absolutely the color of the sheet he was laying on. Probably the first thing out of his mouth was, I can't feel my arm.
You just take it easy.
And then he looked at me and said, well, Mom, we got your good towels dirty. That's my son, Joe.
Joe underwent surgery to repair the severed artery and nerves in his right arm.
And I'll be right outside if you need me.
Joe? Can you hear me?
If he would have died, I think my life really would have been changed. My life would have been a lot sad.
You're a tough guy, you know?
Yeah.
It's been a year since Joe was injured.
I couldn't feel anything in my right arm, and it felt kind of funny on my left one because I had an RV in it. Now my arm's a lot better because I can play basketball and stuff, and hockey, my two favorite sports.
Children will rehabilitate themselves just through play.
Hockey stick through it.
A hockey yang. He has some trouble with fine motor function in the fingers, but he's adapted very well. given the circumstances.
Maybe we should have ordered a pizza, huh?
Yeah, that would have been good. Pepperoni and extra stinky stuff.
I didn't realize how serious this was until the next day. I can't listen to that tape.
A smiling maniac.
Not many of them get me like that, but that one, because I see the hole in his arm, and I see the massive blood loss that I didn't really appreciate at the time of the incident.
Mustache. Mustache.
I think I'd be a wealthy woman if I had a quarter every time I told my kids quit bouncing on the beds. They learned a very valuable lesson. Since Joe's accident, I have replaced the windows with a type of safety glass.
We don't jump around on the beds anymore. Sometimes our little brother does, but we stop him.
You just let Joe go in.
The most awful thing kept occurring to me afterwards. I was at work and had my son called work instead of picking up the phone and dialing 911. I don't believe Joe would be here today. He didn't have an extra minute.
We're a little closer now that this has happened. I stick up for him a little more. My brother's a butt wipe, but now I like him because he saved my life. If he wouldn't have known what to do, then I would have been dead right now. I would have had a grave that said, R.I.P., rest in peace. And that's not good.
Bacon, 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 bacon.
He's alive because Mike Gallner was the captain that day, because it's a straight shot down Front Street, because Children's Hospital is Children's Hospital. I certainly believe in God too, and he was smiling on him that day. But he was smiling on him because his brother picked up the phone and he called us.
Around 6 p.m. on August 15th, 1994, in Evanston, Wyoming, Lori Larson, her husband Reed, and their 3 children had just finished dinner when they discovered some jobs are best left to the professionals.
Reed had decided that he was going to go ahead and fix the dishwasher because it had not been working for a few weeks.
I will be. I just hope it's not dangerous.
The repairman had said that it was just probably a kinked hose, so Reed was just going to pull it out just a little bit to unkink the hose so that it would work.
Let's take a look at her.
Good. You see the hose?
Can't see anything. That's pretty dark.
He sent me to go and get a flashlight.
Got the flashlight, honey.
I asked him, where do you want me to shine this? And he didn't answer me.
Reed? Reed?
It was the scariest thing I saw in my life.
Sheriff's emergency, may I help you? Yes, I just came upstairs. My husband must have shot himself. I'm at what? Frank Clark. Okay, now, calm down. What did you say? I missed. He shot himself or something. I just came upstairs. He was working on the dishwasher. I came upstairs. I thought he was laying there. He is quiet. He's not moving. Possible electrical. Okay, he was working on the dishwasher. He is quiet. Yes, he's not moving, please. What? Is he conscious? I don't know. I just came running in. I'm in the bedroom. Oh, do you have a kitchen? Do you have a phone here where he is? No, I don't.
We need the Evanston ambulance to respond for a possible electrocution.
In the Aspen Grove.
Volunteer rescue units in the area were alerted, including close friends of the Larson family, EMTs Lisa and Rob Bourne.
The thought crosses your mind that it can always happen to somebody you know. But I don't think I would have ever thought that it would have happened to Reed or Lori.
I need to know if he's breathing.
Okay, honey. You listen to me. Don't you leave me.
I knew he was not breathing because he was so blue and there was no pulse.
Okay. Oh, he's not breathing.
Evanston Sheriff's Dispatcher Dina Miller was handling the call.
Okay, they have been.
When she confirmed to me that he was not breathing and that he was not conscious, I knew we had a serious call.
Okay, my first question is he still in contact with the electrical source? Off. I just pulled his hand off. Okay. I don't know if it was or not. I just pulled it off. He is clear? Yes. Okay. And he is not breathing? No, he's not. I don't think. Please hurry.
She came back to the phone and told me that she had removed his hand from the power source. I was immediately grateful that she had somehow also not been electrocuted and that we didn't have two people down.
Do you know CPR? I don't know if I remember. Is there anybody there who does? I just sent my kids next door to get bullocks. Marianne and her bullock live next door. Okay, that would be good if Marianne can assist. Okay, I'm going to go see him again. Okay, now wait a minute. What? To go to him, what I want you to do is to lay him back on his back if he is still not breathing, okay?
I could hear the panic in her voice. I had to get her attention and tell her he needs air. We have got to start rescue breathing.
We're going to give him some rescue breathing. I want you to tilt his head back with one hand, your right hand. With the other hand, I want you to place it under his neck and to gently lift up. Okay. So you're going to open an airway, and I want you to give him 2 good breaths there. Okay.
I was very scared realizing that I had to do CPR by myself, and I was just hoping that I could remember everything that I had been taught.
All right, we can breathe now, okay?
Next door, Mike Dean happened to be visiting a friend.
A little girl was at the door screaming that her dad had been shot.
What happened?
He's been shocked. He's unconscious. He's not breathing.
I checked his pulse. When I looked at him, he was just hollow. No life. Just dead.
Okay. Plug his nose.
Okay.
Breathe.
I learned CPR while I was in college. The class teaches you nothing about the emotions that's going through you at the time.
1, 2, 3.
These kids were expecting me to give their father back to him and bring him back to life. The pressure was just enormous.
Check.
I don't hear anything. It's not happening.
Just keep working. Just keep going.
It was just scary to think that your life could flash before you that fast and your whole life can change in a matter of seconds.
Rob and Lisa arrived within 3 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He was shocked. He's not breathing.
It was an extreme load on my shoulders at that point because I could see in Lori's eyes that she was counting on Lisa and I to help her husband. And I didn't know whether he was going to make it. I didn't know whether I'd be able to do what I needed to do to help my friend.
He's got a good pulse.
Okay.
As I was giving him breaths, Lori was saying, "Please don't let him die, Lisa. Please don't let Reed die." And that was very hard, on top of doing a job you had to do to listen to your friend plead for her husband's life.
A Uinta County Fire ambulance arrived within 10 minutes, including volunteer EMT John Say.
Anytime that you're involved with electrocution, the patient is most definitely in serious shape.
No entrance or exit wounds at all?
None noted.
Come on, Reed, let's go.
Come on.
Stay with us now.
The hope that we had was the fact that his heart had spontaneously started, but there's a very good chance that this man may not survive the injuries that he received.
Seeing the ambulance leave, I could feel for the family knowing that they may not see their father again.
42-year-old Reed Larson was taken to IHC Evanston Regional Hospital, where he was examined by emergency physician Kevin O'Mara.
When he first arrived, they were having to breathe for him.
We tried a common tube twice, had a gag reflex.
He had a heart rate and a blood pressure, but his eyes were dilated and unresponsive.
All right.
This man looked like in the limbo land between life and death.
Okay. Seeing an area over here.
All right. We also found an area of electrical burn on the top of his head. I became concerned at this point that the electrical injury to his brain has been severe enough that despite getting his heart back, his brain may not recover.
Called the helicopter to get him down.
I was scared to death, wondering if he has brain damage, will I be able to handle that? Will my kids be able to handle it? Will he be able to handle that?
Reed, honey, it's Lori.
I just held his hand and I just told him, I says, don't you dare leave me.
Don't you die on me, okay? Don't you die on me.
I just told him, you've got 3 kids you've got to raise and don't you dare leave me.
Reed was airlifted to the University of Utah Hospital's burn center, where he was in and out of consciousness for 2 days.
The first time that he opened his eyes and he looked up at me and he recognized me, it was like your heart missed a beat.
Nurse?
And I knew he'd be okay.
8 months have passed since the incident.
Huh? You remember that? That he got mad at you, turned around, how late?
Reed today is the same person that he was before. He laughs, he jokes, he teases. He is alive with no brain damage, no side effects whatsoever.
We'll play t-ball, huh?
I think he's the luckiest man in the world.
And have fun?
Do you want to go to Grandma and Grandma?
Derek don't like the cabin, do you? You don't like that cabin. When I found out how close to death I actually came, there was a tremendous despair because who would take care of my wife and children? Nobody could love them like I love them. There was also a tremendous sense of gratitude when I found out how many people had come to our support and our aid.
Reed came as close to death that you can come without dying. And every time I see him bend over and kiss Lacey or Derek, I always think, he almost wasn't here to do that.
Well, we really appreciate you coming over. So electricity isn't forgiving. Even if it's just changing out a light fixture in your house, you need to make sure the power's off before you dig into it.
That was real nice of you.
I will be forever grateful and indebted to Mike. CPR saved my husband's life, and I think everybody should know CPR.
I don't feel like a hero at all. I felt that I was there and that I had to do something. Any other human being would do the same thing that I would do.
The city of Evanston honored Mike Dean for his heroism that day.
Mike, I'd just like to give you this with the most deep, heartfelt thanks for myself, my wife, my children. I wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for you, to them, and for me. You'll always be a hero.
I always love and appreciate him very deeply for what he has given me, that precious gift of my family back and a second chance at life.
We all look at the world through different eyes, but many of us are united by a love of and appreciation for nature. Most of the footage in this story was taped as the events unfolded on November 1st, 1993 in Santa Barbara, California. That day, Mike Lunsford was one of the rangers patrolling El Capitan State Beach.
South Coast 585.
I received a call that there was a whale stranded. I looked over the sea cliff and in fact saw a humpback whale partially submerged right on the beach.
Peter Howarth, director of the Santa Barbara Marine Mammal Center, was notified of the problem.
You can measure perhaps the richness of our lives by the company we keep in the forms of the wildlife around us. I think it gets back to our dignity as human beings. Here's an endangered species that's in trouble. Do you just let it die? I've never seen a humpback whale of this size out of the water before.
What went through my mind is, how on earth are we going to do this?
This was the first whale rescue for volunteer Mary Stack.
It was 45 feet long, weighed probably 40 tons, and there's no way that our boats were going to be able to pull this whale off.
The weight of the animal coupled with the suction of the sand, you might be dragging something like 100 or 150 tons. I felt like Roy Scheider in Jaws when he said, "We need a bigger boat."
Peter called Exxon's California production manager, Robbie Shilhad.
Obviously, there was an emergency that needed our assistance. We have very powerful, high horsepower workboats. We were able to release them from the service they were doing and started heading them towards the beach.
Humpback whales, their mass is so great that just the weight will cause them to suffocate. They can't lift their chest to breathe. Only the sea can support such large animals.
We were keeping water all over the whale because they're very prone to sunburn.
Rescue diver Glenn Allen also volunteered to assist in the effort.
We definitely had a time constraint. The quicker that we could move and act on the whale and getting him back in the water, the better. But with the tide moving out, the task became increasingly difficult.
Another volunteer who responded was physician Mark Hansen.
I've been studying humpbacks as a passion for 20 years. I saw no apparent injuries, no scars indicating recent net entanglements. I was trying to hear heart sounds and listened with the stethoscope, but what was much more startling to me, and one of the great moments of my life, was I could hear this animal vocalizing very audibly. I won't say singing, but it was the same kind of sounds, the very high and low sounds. I thought this was a very good sign. A moribund whale, a whale that was exhausted and losing consciousness, would not be vocalizing in that manner.
When the two Exxon boats arrived, the whale had been beached for more than 3 hours.
I've had as much experience as perhaps anyone in rescuing these animals, and yet there's no handy guidebook. There isn't somebody to call to say, "How do you do this?" This hadn't been done before. Our plan was to get a line around the flukes for the tail.
Okay, it's coming underneath.
I knew that the tail stalk is tremendously strong, and you've got a great handle, a great place to tow from. But the flukes are potentially lethal.
Everybody has to move that way.
I had to move the crowd back out of the way, so in the event that the rope broke, it wouldn't injure some of the bystanders.
The more we pulled, no matter which way we positioned the boats, nothing was moving. It was stuck there.
This isn't big enough. We have more line.
The smaller boat was just not enough to pull this animal off the beach. We got in this enormous tow line that was attached to the Absher Tide, the larger of the vessels. It's a Kevlar synthetic line that's called blue steel.
Pull now.
Having people handling the area around its tail flukes. And considering that the whale couldn't see what we were doing, it still stayed calm.
We're having people dig trenches. We wanted a flow of water around the animal to break the suction. His pectoral fins and his flukes are both above the sand, and as the waves come in, if you have a very gentle strain, it might just be enough to start coaxing him out.
We had high expectations that after we attached the line to the whale, that the whale would just move right off the beach. That didn't happen.
I felt sad for the whale because I could see the body being distorted by the weight of it being on the sand.
Most of us were surprised that the whale was still alive. I mean, it was watching us. It had its big eye and it was following us around. But time was definitely a factor.
The surf was so small that there wasn't much circulation of water around the animal.
He's going to try to generate some waves with the boat.
George Nash from Exxon had the great idea of having the smaller crew boat cruise back and forth offshore, literally making waves, helping to break that suction.
This pectoral flip just starts raising up out of the sand, and we knew that this was definitely a viable whale.
We started taking progressively heavier strain on the animal, really pulling hard, full power, having the other boat race back and forth. People splashing water like Gulliver and the Lilliputians, all of this going on at once, and still nothing happened.
The sun is starting to set, and we're getting very concerned. You can see the life just almost going out of the whale as it gasped for breath.
I felt that it was really a drastic situation, called for drastic means to try to save this animal. We had the larger vessel run in towards shore to allow some slack to fall in the tow line, and then firewall the throttles so that we had the full inertia of the big ship pulling against the whale.
It was an amazing feeling. Everybody just started yelling and screaming.
You just got really excited that this is going to work. This really can work.
When we tow him out, I can jump over the side with a wetsuit and cut him loose. Okay.
Peter and some of the other volunteers went out preparing to cut the rope from the tail once they got it in deep enough water.
There we go.
The whale's fighting it now.
This whale's gonna beat us. And the animal was starting to get excited, and you could see the animal moving its pectoral fins, and its blows were stronger.
But we were losing an opportunity to maintain a certain safety margin because it was getting dark.
Glenn, why don't you swim over and get the hook?
We need the big.
It was a real eerie experience.
One of our volunteers dove down and on a single breath cut one side of the tow line.
Ed, on the first breath. Good work. Pitching. Telling their blue steel's not strong enough for us. Wait, tell Peter, let me get
The other part was still stuck, so I had to go down to cut the other part. That moment, something that haunts me to this day, happened. The whale very slowly turned in the water, and I could see it looking at me. Perhaps the whale knew we were trying to help it. Maybe it didn't, I don't know. It headed off out to sea and hasn't been heard of since.
It has been a year and a half since the whale was rescued.
We don't know what happened to the whale. We haven't had any kind of report. We do know it hasn't ended up back on the beach, and to us that's a success.
Humpback whales still remain fairly critically endangered. I think every humpback whale counts emotionally and as a signpost of our own environment's health.
Today we're going to have to work with industry, we're going to have to work with environmentalists, we're going to have to think of what we have in common rather than think of our differences, and try to work together to make this world a better place.
On the surface, some problems appear to be so easy to solve. But on March 8, 1995, in Richmond, Virginia, cashier Mary Ellen Broshan and her co-workers found out just how quickly things can get out of hand.
I was working with Susie that day, and it was kind of busy.
Thank you, man. You have a good day.
Okay, you have a nice day. Good luck on the process. Bye-bye. We needed 5s from the safe. You can drop money in there, and it drops down the change that you need, 5s, quarters, whatever it may be.
Doug, I need some 5s. The safe is hung up.
Okay. Let's see, what's the matter?
Hi, how are you?
Doug Layton was the store manager.
All right, I'll tell you what, let me check in here. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. That's a problem. That's a piece of plastic stuck in here. Okay, wait a minute, I got it. All right, hold on. Now push the 5s one time. All right, push the 5 button one more time. Ow! Stop, push it. Push the 5 button.
It's not working.
Ow!
Begin still.
Again.
We are.
We were pushing the 5 button, and it just wouldn't open. And then I started to panic. I was like, what are we going to do?
Echo emergency, Martha. Yes, my boss, his finger's stuck in the safe. We're pushing the 5s. His whole hand is stuck in the safe, and it's about to cut it off. Can you please hurry up and send somebody? His hand is stuck in the safe? Yeah, he was trying to fix it, and it got jammed. Tell him to hurry up. Okay, we've got someone on the way. Thank you.
Ow!
No, don't move it.
I can't help it. It's hurt. Ow!
Is that going to be it?
Oh.
Yeah, he's fine. Everything's going to be okay.
The Henrico Fire Department unit dispatched to the scene was led by Lieutenant Bobby Vaughn.
When we first arrived, I knew we had the right address, but it looked like business as usual.
Yeah, he's over here.
It's a one-in-a-million type thing. That's my first experience with ever fooling anything like this.
Oh!
Hey, Bob, how we doing?
Not good.
I know it had to hurt. I know he was dying inside. I know that pain was killing him.
Push the 5 button. That's either gonna free it or it's gonna make it tighter. Just push it.
I can't do that. Need somebody in the store to go ahead and cut this current to the safe, please. There you go, Bob. Okay. We took some dish detergent, inserted it into the $5 bill slot. Okay. The dishwashing detergent ran down to his arm. It got into the floor area of the safe and into the man's head. But yet, the solution was not enough to free his fingers.
A Tuckahoe Volunteer Advanced Life Support Unit also responded, including paramedic Don Unger.
Still dripping down?
I know Doug from going in quite often.
What's going on?
The store is right near the rescue squad station.
Hey, Doug, how you doing?
Not good.
Well, we're gonna get you out of here.
Good.
Doug was covered in the dishwashing detergent and dust, and it was kind of smelly, and it was a big mess.
You hurt anywhere else, Doug, besides your fingers?
No.
Now you know why your mom told you not to put your fingers where they don't belong when you were a little kid.
The owner, George Shorty Coble, headed to the store as soon as he was notified of the problem.
When I hit the parking lot and noticed all the vehicles, it seemed a lot bigger deal than I thought it was going to be.
Okay, you see he's really got his fingers hung up in there pretty good. I don't know what else
I'm Shorty, the owner.
Hey, Lieutenant Vaughn.
Doug, how you doing, bud?
Not good.
Doug, you need to steal some money, man. Just open the register up. There's a bunch of it in there.
You think we can get this safe out of here so we have some more room to work?
If we can get these bolts out of this thing or whatever.
We decided we were going to try and unbolt the safe from the floor, slide it out from underneath the counter so we'd at least have some more working space.
Go, Fred. As best we can. All right. Just bite the few.
We had to try and reach around Doug to get past him to get to the bolts. Couldn't swing the ratchet set very far because we didn't want to bang him.
All right, here you go. All right.
Okay. All right.
That worked pretty well till we got to the last bolt. And the last bolt stripped and just wouldn't come out.
By the time locksmith Barry Wilson arrived, Doug's hand had been caught in the safe for more than 35 minutes.
The fire department was pretty perplexed. This isn't something that's in their manual, obviously.
Who's in charge here? Hey, Doug.
Hey.
You're stuck pretty good there.
This safe had him, and he wasn't going anywhere.
His fingers are stuck under here.
All right.
Right alongside here. I'm going to try and drill this out of here and break it out of the way and relieve the pressure off his fingers.
Okay, here we go, Doug.
Okay.
I can't see it. You're going to have to guide the drill bit. You got it where it needs to be?
Yeah, go.
As I was putting pressure with the drill bit, it was hurting a lot.
So
saws here, Lieutenant.
Okay, if this doesn't work, we're going to cut him out.
Okay.
They were talking about cutting the safe open. I said, well, before we cut the safe off, could we just remove 2 fingers? You know, we got a $5,000 safe. We got about a $2 hand here.
Ah! Wait, stop. Ah!
There's too much pressure. We're going to have to do something different here. This isn't going to do it.
I knew this was some pretty thick steel, and a chop saw was going to be a long, drawn-out, messy scene. The safe had to come apart.
Get stuff out of here.
In the back, we had a lot of sodas and stuff like that stacked up. Everything was being thrown. We had to move the big shelf off of the safe.
Doug, you're going to have to give me all the space you can get.
The bolts were on the inside of the safe.
Way up in here.
Doug was taking up most of the space. All I could do was reach one arm up into the safe and back the nuts off a little bit at a time.
First nuts off.
It took about 20 minutes, actually, to remove the back cover of the safe.
Catch it, Shorty. Catch it back.
It's coming. Got it.
Hurry.
All right.
Won't be long now.
4 more.
All right, we're
There's about 4 more here, guys. Every screw I get out here, guys. One less we got to get.
Okay.
We're just about there now.
How much longer?
More
Just a
seconds.
few more screws. Okay, it's the last screw. I got the motor out of here. And motor's free, and you should be.
All right. He's got him. He's got him.
Right. All right. Let's
Good job.
watch your head.
It was a great sigh of relief. I mean, it's like, thank God this is over with, you know. So it was incredible.
33-year-old Doug Layton's main injury was a bad case of embarrassment. He returned to work later that same day.
Jessica, is this fun playing, making pretend?
I know she's walking over. When I deal with the safe in any situation, I'm very careful now, and I don't stick my hands where they shouldn't be anymore.
There's a sign in there that's always been there. It says, you know, keep your hands away from moving objects inside the safe, and we make sure he reads that on a regular basis now.
I did. I called Susan. He's right between my legs. I said, guess where Doug is? She goes, where? I said, his hand's stuck in the safe. She started laughing. We give him a lot of grief about it. You know, we pick on him a lot. Calling him fingers. Just, my manager got his fingers stuck in the safe. I mean, how stupid can you be? I mean, gosh.
You're fired.